Oh God, I'm about the same time again tonight. It's 9 o'clock. What do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about a book that really started actually changing my life in this personal development kind of space. It is called The Passion Test. Now, I discovered the Passion Test when I was actually at an event that Janet Bray Atwood was speaking at. And I got up she asked me a couple of questions. I got up and, of course, did something crazy and sang on stage because that's what I do. Try and push the boundaries a bit. But I loved its simplicity. I loved her authenticity, and I loved the fact that it is a system, which that kind of analytical part of me really, really loved. So why is it important to actually discover what your passions are? Well, it's important because if you don't, you're just punching in and out of life every single day. It's what would your life really look like if you were living your passions fully, And passions don't have to be incredibly deep and meaningful. Passions can actually sometimes be quite simplistic, One of my top 5 passions is actually something to do with hanging out with my daughter Elodie. And it has always been that. What's interesting is your passions change over time. So I think it's actually important to look at them every so often. I probably retake the passion test when was the last time I did it? Probably about every 18 months, actually. So I did it in January this year because last year was a massive year for me, as you know. Death, TV shows, lovers, friends, family changes, all quite mad, really. So in January this year, I sat down and went, okay, this is what it used to be. What is it currently? And out of my top 5 passions, only one had actually changed. So for me, that was fairly significant. Oh, look. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Judy. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Late at night as it is, you could have something better to do. So if you do know what your passions are, it's actually easier to be you. Much easier. And you know that of all the studies that have been out there, probably only about 20% of people actually are passionate about what they do. And when you look at how much we spend in our work life in particular, it's a F-load of time. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, it's going to be vile. Another thing that's good about knowing what your passions are is it makes making decisions really, really, really easy. So if you know anything about me, I'm a Gemini, which means neither of my personalities can make up their mind a lot of their time. But when I do make a decision easily, it's probably because it is something I'm really passionate about. Or I can ask myself the question, there's something hanging in here that I want to get done, or I want to do, or an event I want to go to, or a job I want to take, or a client I want to take on, or a party I want to go to. And I have to ask myself, is this leading me towards my passions or away from my passions? Because if it's leading me away from it, unless there's a really, really good reason, I am going to say nada, no ski. Like at the moment, I'm so clear on my passions, and that's allowed me to actually really drill down on my goals. And I can open my diary any day and go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, doesn't work, does work. So that makes life a hell of a lot easier. Now, as I said, they don't have to be deep and meaningful all the time. A passion could be living in a beautiful home. A passion could be traveling the world in first class. A passion could be... Actually, I'll give you an example. I've got a little list here of Jack Canfield's passions. So he was actually interviewed and is in the book. I do highly recommend this book. I've got a couple of copies, so... Oh, I've got 4 copies left. Oh, no, that's not many. So if you ask me nicely, I might send you one. Yay. And he had top 15 passions when he started. So being of service to massive numbers of people was one. Speaking to large groups. Being a multi-millionaire. Having lots of free time. Studying with spiritual masters. And I love the last one. Having fun, which we all kind of like. Oh, here's one. Enjoying great sex on a regular basis. Now, that wasn't Jack's, but it's actually... In all the times I've been working with people on their passions, sex has come up a lot, I got to say. Being surrounded by supportive people, your health. Health's a big one for people because we only get this one body. And hand on my heart, I have neglected my body a lot of my life. These days I do take care of it. But, at 45, I really need to work on that a little bit more. And sometimes I let my other passions take over and I don't get to the gym. So that's a problem. Now, there's a really easy test you can do, which is in the book. You can get it online. You can do it with me if you want. You can send me a message and I can sort you out and get it done. And we just take you through the system to actually nut out. You come up with these big ideas and we go bang, 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 and we come up with those 5 passions. And then we create things called passion cards. It just, I cannot stress enough how much it simplifies your life. Now, when you are really clear on a passion, it helps you set a goal. And then when you set that goal, if you heard me talk about goal setting at all, one of the most important things about it is directly from the passion test, and that is your intention. So important. You've got to have your intention. You've got to put lots of attention on what you're doing, and then you need to kind of let it go and have no tension. So the attention part is doing those steps to actually get where you want to go and achieve what you want to do, and the no tension is not being attached so greatly to it. So that does not mean writing down your goals every day and going, universe or magical universe, make it happen for me, because that's not going to happen. It's like with those times when you're driving in the car and you see the big sign for the lotto and you go, oh, it's just going to be magical. I'm going to win $30 million and I'm going to do this and give it to that and give it, and then you never buy a lotto ticket. You've actually got to do something, guys. Like, that's the important bit. And don't ever take your foot off the brakes on that one. So as I said, when you are clear on your passions, there's a great saying, and this is actually the secret to the passion test, I guess. Whenever you're faced with a decision, a choice, or an opportunity, you can always choose in favour of your passions. And I think that is a really bloody good way to live life. So I'm going to leave you with that now. I can talk about the passion test for hours, and I do. I do it in a keynote. I do it a couple of days workshop. I actually work with people on their passions for their business. Did you know a business can be passionate? Very clever. So have a great night. Thank you for watching me on day 4? Yeah, day 4 of my 365 days. See, I think I'm getting better. And I will talk to you all soon.